93%. That's the percentage Costco renews their memberships every single year. And the customers, they're paying $65 before they even buy a single item out of that store. And 93% of them keep paying the membership fee year after year. I've spent the last 20 years in retention and CX marketing, and I can tell you that every D2C brand that I come across would literally kill to just get 30% of a repeat purchase rate. So I broke down exactly how Costco pulls this off. 3 psychology triggers. And once you see them, you'll never look at customer loyalty the same. I've built retention programs for brands like Feastables, Equip, and ProMix. And in 20 years of working in this space, I've never seen retention numbers the way I have with Costco. 93% is not a benchmark. It's practically its own category. Here's what genuinely makes it strange. Costco barely advertises. They don't run loyalty programs. They don't send aggressive win-back sequences. They don't have a gamified app. They don't use any tools that we normally associate with retention. The mechanics behind their program is almost entirely psychological. And 2 of the 3 triggers that we're gonna cover today are things your brain does without you even realizing it. I'm gonna break down all 3 of these triggers and give you the data behind them and then show you how to use these with your own brand right now. Whether you're doing 1 million a year or 10 million a year, you can use these right now in this moment. These are the same frameworks that I use when I'm diagnosing why a customer isn't coming back. Nobody in the marketing space is covering Costco's psychological tactics. And the reason why this matters isn't just another Costco story, it's a blueprint. So let's get into it. Costco has over 130 million cardholders worldwide. The membership fee revenue is over $5 billion every year. And that membership income, it accounts for roughly 2/3 of Costco's entire net profit. And the actual products on the shelf, groceries, the electronics, the bulk paper towels, they sell all of that at essentially zero margin. Their markup on products is around 14 to 15%. And most retailers mark up 25 to 50%. That means that Costco's real product isn't what's on the shelves. The real product is within the membership itself. Everything inside the store is just another reason for you to keep paying for it. The average Costco member visits around 35 times a year, and they're spending somewhere between $130 to $150 per trip. That's roughly $4,500 a year from a customer who paid to shop there in the first place. So how does a store with almost no product margin, no paid advertising, and 4,000 SKUs keep 93% of their customers to keep coming back? It's 3 triggers. Let's start with the one that works on you before you even bought anything. The moment you hand over $65 for that Costco Gold membership or the $130 exclusive one, something shifts in your brain to make you feel like you need that membership. Behavioral economists call this the sunk cost effect. The money's gone. It's already spent. And the psychology works to help you justify that decision every time you make a purchase going forward. You stop asking yourself, should I stop here? And start asking yourself, how do I shop here enough to make it worth it? That's a completely different internal question. And Costco doesn't even have to send you a single email trigger to get you to think about that. Your brain did the work for them. Now here's where it gets really intelligent. The executive membership is double the price of gold. It's $130, but gives you cash back on each of your purchases. So now there's a visible counter on your account showing you how you've earned that cash back. That single feature reframes the membership fee from a cost to an investment. You're not paying for access. You're investing in future returns. And the data is wild. Executive members represent about 47% of all Costco memberships, but they account for over 74% of total sales. Less than half of the members driving 3/4 of the revenue. Because the more someone pays to get in, the more they gotta justify how much they spend to get it back. The commitment trap doesn't just retain them, it levels them up. And there's one more thing noting here. First year renewal rates sit around at 88%, slightly below the overall 93%, because new members are still testing whether that commitment is worth it. But once someone renews the first time, they almost never leave. The commitment deepens with every year passing. And Amazon Prime runs the exact same play. $139 up front, and suddenly you're buying everything from Amazon. The commitment came first, but the purchase behavior came second. So the question for your brand is this: is there a way to get my customer to commit before they ever buy? Paid membership tier, an annual subscription with upfront savings, a VIP program with real access. Because when somebody pays to be your customer, they're already committed to you. You stop having to convince them. They just start convincing themselves. But the commitment trap only gets them in the door. Once they're inside, Costco does something that makes them feel like they're winning at every second they're walking around that store. And the second trigger is the one that keeps them addicted to coming back. Here's a stat that's gonna kind of break your brain. The Costco hot dog and soda is $1 $1.50. That price has not changed since 1985. In 40 years, she's as old as me. And this isn't an accident or some stubborn legacy decision. There's a famous story about the CEO who basically said, if you raise that effing hot dog price, I'll kill you. That's not a pricing strategy. That's a psychological anchor. Every single time a Costco member buys a hot dog and a soda for $1.50, their brain runs this loop that says, this is insane. I'm getting a deal. I have to always come here for my hot dog and soda. That loop runs automatically, and that's the value perception loop. Costco doesn't need a win-back email after that experience. They've just recommitted the member without a single message being sent. And the $4.99 rotisserie chicken works the same way, but with a twist. Costco actually loses money on those chickens. It's estimated to be about 30 to 40 million a year, but that's on purpose. The chickens live in the back of the store. You walk past everything else just to get to this chicken. And on the way, you're stocking up your cart because you found this deal or that deal. But more importantly, that $4.99 reinforces that Costco is looking out for you, that they're on your side. And then there's Kirkland Signature. Kirkland is now a $60 billion brand. If it were standalone, it would be one of the biggest consumer packaged goods in the world. Costco has trained their members over the years through consistent quality, pricing, and delivery that you can trust the Kirkland brand. Every time that's true, the value loop gets stronger and stronger. Every Kirkland purchase that exceeds that customer's expectation is just another notch on the belt of why I got this membership in the first place. So what's actually happening across all of these things? Every visit to Costco creates at least one moment where your brain registers, I'm winning and this place is giving me more than I've ever paid for. That's not a loyalty program, that's a feeling. And feelings are what actually drive retention. Not points, not tiers, not random coupon balances. The question for your brand is this: what's your $1.50 hot dog? What's the thing in your customer experience that makes your customer want to stop and believe that this brand is working for me? It could be packaging that genuinely surprises them, handwritten note, a support interaction that goes further than they ever could have imagined. Maybe it's even a free piece of content that has more value than anything that they've ever paid for. That specific thing matters more than the feeling that it creates. And the commitment trap plus the value loop, together, they are incredibly powerful, but they're still not the whole story at an even deeper level. And it's the one that makes Costco's retention essentially permanent. The third trigger starts with one word: member. Costco doesn't call their customers customers. They call them members. And that word isn't just a branding choice. It rewires the entire psychological relationship. A customer is someone who buys things. A member is someone who belongs. Those are not the same relationship. A customer evaluates every purchase, but a member, she don't. Think about what you actually see in the wild. Costco members don't price check on Amazon. They're buying because they believe that Costco is giving them the right price. They're not a Costco shopper. They're a Costco person. There are entire Reddit communities dedicated to Costco, and they're not run by Costco. TikTok accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers who are commenting daily about their purchases and what they're getting out of their membership. People who carry their Costco membership as if it means something. Here's how the identity lock gets built. You made a financial commitment. You paid to join. Your brain was primed to look for value. Costco repeatedly drives that value. And over dozens of visits, your brain quietly goes from I shopped at Costco to I'm a Costco member. That is identity. And identity is the most powerful retention mechanism in business. Not because it's manipulative, but because it's earned. And Costco builds that with consistent delivery. And here's a detail that most people don't know. Costco employees earn an average of $31 an hour. And that's well above the retail average. And their employee retention beyond 1 year, 93%. Same number, but it's not a coincidence. Happy employees create better member experiences. Better member experiences deepen identity, and identity deepens loyalty. It's a closed loop and it runs in both directions. Now here's what I need you to sit with. Most brands are building customers. They're optimizing for transactions. And every single customer is one better discount, one new competitor, one shipping delay away from leaving, because there's no identity to protect. There's nothing to stay for except for the next deal. But when your customers identify with your brand, when they say I'm your brand person without being prompted, they don't want to leave. Not because they can't, because leaving would make them feel like they're losing a piece of who they are. You don't need a physical warehouse to create this. You need shared values, a consistent voice, a product that becomes a part of their daily life, and a community that they want to be a part of. Every touch point is a chance to move someone from "I bought this" to "I belong here." That's what Costco figured out. And the commitment trap gets them in, but the value keeps them looping back. And the identity lock is why they never leave. 93% is not a retention strategy. It's the result of building all three of these things at the same time without compromising any of them. Get the commitment, deliver the value, build the identity. That's the formula. And it works whether you're running a warehouse with 130 million people or a D2C brand on the internet. Now, Costco isn't the only brand running this playbook. There's another one I broke down with a completely different model and a completely different category. But they're building the exact same loyalty without running a single ad. And the reason their customers are obsessed has nothing to do with price or convenience. It has everything to do with 5 specific things that they've built into their experience. Watch this video and I break down exactly how Trader Joe's runs this playbook.